Hello, hello, hello. Hope my mic sounds nice. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me make sure while I just, check on some things. Excuse me. Sorry to, but my nose was tickling me every once in a while. Sometimes that happens. um, yeah. All right. So my mic is working and we are live. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, grown folk, children, and babies. I am CallMeNakomi, and this is CallMeNakomi World. We live today. No specific things. This is a lot going on in the world, I tell you. Jeff, what's good with you, man? What's good? Out here just checking in, man. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. Um, there's a lot going on in the world, not just sports related. It's a lot of other things, and I was just like, you know what? I was planning on talking about some Lakers stuff and some NBA stuff, of course. Maybe a little bit of WNBA stuff if I could remember. Let me go ahead and write that down. As far as topics, because I wanted to talk about a couple of other topics. I'm sorry to be blocking the camera here. Definitely want to come in and tap in with my Laker family. We have, not found a coach as of yet, but we will be working towards that. I will cover that and some other things, of course. But also, I wanted to just, tap in with my peoples. So that's why today it's CallMeNakomi Live. I wanted to engage with people that's out there. There's a lot of things that's going on, and I just wanted to, just put my thoughts out about those things. Right now, in the background, we got Boston basically whooping Indiana's behind 86 to 75. Halliburton finally kind of turned it up in the end of the second quarter to bring them close and have them tied 64-64. But Boston has been even kill. I mean, they are all plus minus, all plus in the plus or in the plus minus across the board. And Tatum is leading the way, and he's being aggressive. Jalen's right there along with him. They're not trying to let this Indiana team, come at the, control the tempo. They came back, and that was just because of the fact that Halliburton was asleep. Turner and Toppin was the only one really doing work out there. So Halliburton decided to wake up, and they're also shooting pretty well from the three. They're 45 from the three right now, and 35.7 from the three is where the Boston is. But right now, it just feels Boston is more defensively locked in. And I don't see the rust. Maybe the rust is on their free throws because right now they're shooting 76% from the free throw line right now. While I mean, the Pacers. That's how. I'm about to say that's how you can know that they're a young squad. They are 100% from the free throw line, but they've only shot 2 free throws for a whole half and some of a third. There's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third right now, and Boston is doing their thing. 90-77 is what it is. Is what you expect to happen. Some people were like, "Oh yeah, Pacers are gonna they're gonna jump up on." Could you imagine if the Pacers beat the Boston Celtics? Slow down. I mean, I know, yes, the Pacers can score with the best of them, but they play no defense. That's why all those games where they're scoring 155 points, the opposing team has 120. They got to basically blow people out the water to actually beat them. And every once in a while, they feel what's the word? They start feeling themselves basically, and they just think they actually maybe play some defense, but most times they don't play defense. And I'm not saying that basically that New York lost the game, but New York lost the game because of injury. I think that if they didn't have the injuries that they had, they would have enough veteran players that would have been there to help them to overpower or outlast rather the Indiana Pacers and not go into a game 7 position. It just is what it is. But they're here, and New York is not. You had a good year, New York. Had a good year. So now they're basically facing Boston, which they probably was hoping and praying to the gods that Boston was all rusty and gonna finally put down the Fire Stick remote control and get back up to go play some basketball. But it looks like Boston ain't sleep. Boston was ready. They knew exactly how to play. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, yeah, of course, yeah, they have some really talented players on Indiana, but everybody knows that Indiana don't play no defense. And if you play defense on Indiana and just go out and basically score, a good defense could lock up Indiana. So it is what it is, guys. So yeah, a little bit of basketball talk, a little bit of life. Right there. It says, let's see if I can get that up close to the camera. It says, I'm a Georgia voter. Sure am. Voted today, y'all. I hope y'all get out there and vote. There's some real scary times going on in the world. And I'm not usually the one who tell people how to vote, but I think as of right now, y'all know what's going down. Some real messed up stuff going down in the world, all around the world. A lot of people are hurting. But I don't think that because you're hurting, you should cut off your nose to spite your face. And I think y'all know what I mean. In other videos later on down the line, maybe out when it comes closer to general election, we'll speak more upon it. But I hope that you vote your conscience rather than your heart. Use your brain, not your heart. Because I know sometimes when you're mad at somebody and you want to lash out because you want to teach them a lesson, you don't think with your head. You think with your heart. I need us to think with our heads and realize the threat that we're opening into the door. I'd rather have an old fool than a madman at the wheel. Plain and simple. I got a lot to lose. I know y'all do too. So don't act like I don't have a lot to lose. Plain and simple. But anyway, back to some basketball, y'all. Let me talk about my Lakers. If y'all in the chat, please go ahead and just hit me up. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you're thinking about my Lakers right now. Our Lakers. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? This is not a usual Lakers in the other 29, but at the same time, today is the Lakers in the other 29, interlaced with a lot of other stuff. Well, not a lot. Please stick around. This ain't no crazy, I'm just relaxed. I just want, just wanted to come talk to my peoples. So I hope that y'all out there. As always, I appreciate you coming through for the entertainment and the sports content, guys. Please, if you have not done so before, like the channel, like the video. If you're watching right now, please. What's up to you? Say hello if you out there. Tap in with me. Leave a comment if you watch this video later. It's all good. I still love to interact with everybody who comes through. But go ahead and follow follow the channel if you have not before. I'm really trying to get this channel growing a little bit more, and I appreciate you guys joining me on the journey. Also remember that I have I usually download a audio version for my videos to Apple and Spotify. So just look for me at CallMeNakomi World on Apple or Spotify. And I appreciate you in advance. Thank you in advance, guys. But here we go. So we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. Everybody else's plan. Sorry, I was just eating a baby Ruth. Sorry, it's upside down. Baby Ruth. Just had a graduation for my niece, and my wife makes some really, really beautiful lays, and it's part of. I mean, I never really grew up seeing stuff like that with like a whole bunch of candies in cellophane, long and around, But ever since she started doing it, I mean, it's a really cool thing. So she makes them, but she only really makes them for family. But at the same time, I'm just like, oh, you gotta go out there and go get that money. But hey, I'm here to support and whatever she wants to do. So, um, I'm eating the spoils of war. Many, many, many hours helping out. But anyway, guys, it was great though, the graduation. But anyway, back to coaching search for the Lakers. There's a lot of buzz going around. As of right now, no decision has been made. No decision has been made as of right now, guys. So we got three guys whose names is out there. Trying to wash down that peanut. You got Sam Cassell. Obviously, when people think about Sam Cassell, I mean, at least me, when I think about Sam Cassell, I've seen him on besides winning the two with Houston with Hakeem Olajuwon and the likes of Clyde Drexler, um, and Charles Barkley missed the cut, bum. Anyway, so Sam Cassell, basically, it's as far as as far as when I think about Sam Cassell, it's his turn. That's basically what I feel about Sam Cassell. That he's been around a long time. He won two championships or one championship, maybe. Was that one championship with I think he won one championship with Houston. Or does he have three? Maybe he has three. I think he has three championships. He won two championships with Houston and then won a third championship with Boston. And that's when he basically decided, after he was done with basketball, he joined Doc Rivers's bench, and he was a coach with him at Boston, and then he followed him like an acolyte to the Clippers, and now he's back with Boston, I believe, as as an assistant coach. Is he? I kind of feel like he is. Um, I mean, I guess he lost a little bit of the, Doc Rivers off of him a little bit, but at the same time, I don't know. You never know what that could be. It's a roll of the dice, man. It's a roll of the dice. It's like all of these. It's all a roll of the dice. You have James Borrego, who is. I'm just like, I just look at him. I'm not even gonna front. I'm being 100 today. I just look at James Borrego and I said, you can't be serious. I feel like if after what happened with Darby Ham and you put James Borrego in the cage, I feel like I see Braun eating him like a T-Rex, man. I just see I just see it just like basically, I don't see him being able to handle a high pressure situation like the Lakers, who is going to be fighting for their. I mean, every single year until LeBron leaves, it's going to be volatile. You're gonna need somebody who is not. I'm not saying a grizzled veteran, but he better be a spunky ass dude who could stand up and stand up 10 toes down. I don't mean to quote that often used phrase nowadays, but at the same time, the dude needs to be able to stand, or woman, I don't care what it is, but either way, that person needs to be able to stand up for themselves and say no. And I don't see James Borrego's no being real. I think also Anthony Davis might have a connection to him from maybe New Orleans. So, so you can't be serious. That brings you, of course, to the elephant in the room. And I know a couple of weeks ago when I covered this, I said that I was just going to be saying that um, I wanted an experienced coach. And that's just what it is. I still would love an experienced coach. Of course, it's just like, "Oh, mommy, I wanna tickle me elmo." Baby, there ain't no tickle me elmos on the shelf no more. I don't care. I want to tickle me elmo. I'm gonna cry. That's basically it's just like, guys, leave them crying on the Toys R Us floor and go out and find you a coach. Ty Lue is not gonna walk through that door. You gotta play it like that. I mean, I get it. You're trying to hold out. You're trying to hold out. The Clippers are fucking with us. Mm. So take the search seriously. If you gotta basically go out and interview other dudes, interview other dudes. I'm gonna get to some names who I think I heard, might be dudes, but at the same time, no, you got to basically focus on this. If that rainbow falls out of the sky like a hail mary right before you cross right before you cross the goal line, right before right before JJ signs on the dotted line, you swipe the paper away from underneath him because Ty Lue's on the line. Don't wait for it. Don't wait. Do not try to wait as long as you can. You're gonna mess around and lose something. Miss your blessing. I'm telling you right now, miss your blessing. I'm not saying the blessing is JJ, but I'm just saying JJ is the front runner for the Laker job, apparently. And I would like to have a more experienced coach, but at the same time, like I said, I was commenting on Jeff's live the other day. I was just like, it's a gamble, and if it's a gamble, I guess JJ would be the gamble that I could take. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's all a gamble because nobody who has real experience and who might actually be, worth it is everybody. All of those dudes are either employed or retired for a long time. They chilling. Eric Kwan, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Front office and management cares about exactly glitz and glamour, but not really necessary. I'm saying right now, it's I'm hoping that my Lakers don't turn into the Celtics. Remember the Celtics for a long time? They won all these championships, and then for a long time they just stopped until KG basically gave them another championship, or else we would still have the lead. We've been consistent, but for some reason we are getting into a funk, and I feel like if we dig the hole any deeper, it's gonna be very hard to come out of. So first move we got to make is we got to make a move with coach. I think that Rob Pelinka is serviceable at least for another a year or two. Let's see how next year goes. Let's see what he does with this mess that he basically has signed himself into. How many times you gonna how many feet of rope do we need to give him, chat? Please let me know. How much feet of rope should Rob Pelinka have right now? A year or two? 1, 2, 3. Let me know. So the front runner is JJ Redick. You know him, of course, Duke player, highly, regarded basketball mind. 1 or 2 seasons, exactly. No more than two. No more than two, or else Jeannie needs to cut bait and be like, all right, well, you know what? You're Kobe's friend, but at the same time, this is our family. This is our family name. This is the legacy of all of Los Angeles. I mean, I'm not even from Los Angeles, but I feel like I have a stake in this too. It is what it is. You can't basically just if we have destroyed enough families, we can't turn back now. Championship or bust, God damn it. Shoo. This is what it is. It is what it is, guys. So anyway, apparently JJ, I mean, of course, he has all this resume, 15 years as a player, played at a high level, very, very talented shooter, but also very good basketball mind, has been a great commentator, very cool under pressure in that seat. So he knows how to answer the media. He has a lot of intangibles, but he just doesn't have the experience. And it's interesting because I kind of was speaking to a coworker of mine about GPA versus experience in the workplace. And I feel like GPA is kind of like it's kind of like assistant coaches. You haven't had a job, or if you had a job, you would have experience. But at the same time, you have a kind of a job without all the experience of the head coach. Sometimes when you basically, I'm using my spin, I'm using my spin brain right now, guys. I'm JJ, hire me as your PR person. Okay, so sometimes when you you are not specifically sitting behind somebody, you're out there in the front, you're kind of more of a lone wolf. I mean, you might be on a panel, you're talking or whatever, but at the same time, when the camera cuts to you, it's just you basically having to present what you got to America. I mean, and we'll tear you to shreds if you're talking bullshit, especially the real basketball minds. But I don't think anybody think, or I mean, besides little controversial comments that has been left here and there, basically with from different things that he said, but that's just his opinions. But his basketball um intellect is can't and is undeniable. He knows how to chat. He knows how to talk that talk. He knows what he knows what he's talking about, and part of that is because he also played at a high level with coaches like Doc Rivers, and also for Coach K, Coach Krzyzewski in Duke, and apparently Coach Krzyzewski has not just, I mean, I'm sure he hasn't only been speaking to Coach Krzyzewski now when he wants to be a coach. I'm sure that this conversation started a long time ago back in Duke, um, about what his idea of a basketball team, a well-run basketball team, or his ideas. I'm sure that if he had some intellect, Krzyzewski would have welcomed his opinions. So there might be a long fostered mentorship from Coach K to JJ. And I think that might be interesting. Eric said Riddick has more to lose when it comes to to popularity. Yeah, of course. Actually, no, he doesn't. I mean, let's just say this: if he jumps now, I mean, all this basically being given the caveat of the fact that these are the new quote unquote media are probably at least shit, I'm not a millionaire, so I could call them a millionaire because they have made millions of dollars. Whether they still have it in their pocket or not is not in my purview. But at the same time, um, they are millionaires. So if they crash and burn on their, that's basically like an investment. Like they invested in a cheesecake factory and that shit burnt down. I mean, it is what it is. They basically they they threw their money out there and saw what happens, and he is throwing his mind out there. I don't know what happened. Maybe he decided to you know forego sitting behind people. Maybe he decided to get into, talking for a while. He took advantage of some opportunities, and maybe he always had coaching, or like probably exactly what he probably has said. I haven't heard an actual interview of him talking about it, but maybe he said that he's always wanted to go into coaching. And I mean, I could imagine him saying that anybody who loves basketball has thought about coaching and has actually coached. I mean, I have coached. I've been a shooting coach. I've been a girl basketball coach. I've been a boys basketball coach. I've coached my summer league teams out in Brooklyn for the father son game when we didn't have no coach. And I was like, all right, boom, this is what you're gonna do. You take guard, you take whatever. I'll stay on the bench. I'll stay on the bench and I'll let y'all know what to do. Bum 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 bum. You watch basketball enough, you can basically put together something, or at least but that's not the only intangible of the X's and O's. It's the hey, we got this, we could do this right here, trust me, and let's go. It's the trust. He has to prove that he could tell these people that he knows what he's talking about, and if they buy in and do what he did, what he's telling them to do, and they see the results, because they can't just try and blindly trust him. It has to work also. You can't just be the general. It has to be the tactician. We had the general, but the general was with general. let me let me leave Ham alone. Let me leave Ham alone. But anyway, possible mentor and at least a consultant with the Lakers apparently is Coach Krzyzewski. So, and I mean, definitely I'm grateful for the outside voice, not only having probably maybe whispers from Phil Jackson, but supposedly he's not in the picture since Jeannie got a new boo. So but the rumors of the Rambus and the Rambi, and of course Palinka and Jeannie trying to figure out what she needs to do, and she no longer has Magic, or maybe she just still does talk to Magic, but either way, it's good to have new blood in there. And of course, you cannot, duck the Laker connection to Coach K. Of course, you have the Kobe connection. Kobe said that he would have played for Duke if he went to college. I could that I can see him with a 4.0 going to Duke and also basically getting drafted first overall. But at the same time, so he always respected Coach K. Coach K has been recruited for many times by the Lakers over the years, but he was comfortable where he was, and we respected that, and that's understandable. He was a leader of men, and he thought that he'd be best effective in the college ranks, and I appreciate him for that. Um, and of course, you have the Laker connection through Braun. Braun has played under Coach Krzyzewski at least a couple of times for the Olympics, and has also won with him. So they have a very good connection, and so I'm sure Braun that helps Braun to trust the situation a little bit more, especially knowing that Coach K is involved. And he said that he's out of the decision. I'm not mad at him for that. I mean, of course, it's all spin, and it's what you want to say from what you don't want to say. um but at the same time, you shouldn't have anything to do with it. You on your back end, just get your money and just let and be there and hope that the franchise is going to use your talents. Right now, this is the home that you decided to rest in for the rest of your career, hopefully. And for the next 3 years, we pick somebody up, and we appreciate maybe the recommendation that you dropped or whatever it is. I don't know exactly how his name was added to the list, like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. JJ Redick is the boy who lives. Come on, Chad, if you out there, I mean, talk to me now. Talk to me. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. But lately, we also have gotten permission to interview other candidates. So we have the permission to interview James Borrego, David Adelman of the head assistant of the Nuggets, and who has just went home. That might be something. Also, Sam Cassell, which I already talked about. It's his turn, but so um so um and also Mike Nori, who is the assistant for Minnesota. I don't know if he's the head assistant or how many assistants they actually have, but he's the assistant for Minnesota, and they are actually still in the playoffs, which I'm going to get to Minnesota a little bit later. Um, Adelman and Micah sound like okay candidates. Um, Even over James Borrego and Casella, I think I'd rather have either of them. They are actually well, I mean, Sam Cassell, yes, he has been successful also due to the fact that he has been with Boston right now. I don't know. Maybe that made a little bit too much green for the Lakers. That's all I feel like. That's what I feel like. Might as well pick a name out of the hat, out of a sorting hat, exactly, and see who's the coach. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Anyway, um, yeah. So I mean, you have others that was in consideration. Of course, Bud is off the market right now. He's off the board. Lou is obviously still employed, so we can't hire someone who's not available. Kenny Atkinson, thank God they have not. He did not make it to the next round. Terry Stokes, I guess. I'm sorry, Stotts. I guess he basically is not making it to the next round either. Could be not. I think it's as far as you can. That's a little bit more of a blind dart throw, because I mean, it's who knows what is people's abilities. These are when we're going through the weeds now, not the top candidates. Chris Quinn, who I hear is pretty good, worked for Spolstra, of course, but hmm, Spolstra's a genius. Sometimes you basically try to grab from underneath the genius, and you basically are grabbing nothing but bullshit. You look underneath the grass, and then next thing you know, you find out you picked up some horse manure. Mm. Adrian Griffin, people say there's issues, so all right, fine. It's a pipe dream for Mark Jackson. It'll be nice. It'll be nice, but it's not gonna happen. I just want Rondo, and I just want Rondo on the bench. That's basically all I have failed. So I've made my peace um with JJ being the front runner. Sometimes you gotta if you're gonna swing, you're taking a swing on all these motherfuckers. You're taking a swing on all these dudes. So if you're gonna take a swing on all these dudes, you might as well take a swing on the one who has the highest ceiling. Because I mean, it's 3 years. He's a 3-year rental. If they don't work out, oh well. You already basically giving him 50, 5 million for the next 2 years if you can stretch it out. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You basically, pay him in the bread. I know you got probably some kind of slush fund just in case you got to do shit like this. It is what it is, you know. Um, but it's like it's a conversation I was having with some people, and it's like the nuance of the GOAT conversation. The prerequisites and expectations have changed. One time in the era of basketball, it was one way, and now it has changed. The question has become experience or untainted. That's basically that's basically the coaching side of it. you know the nuanced conversations of what kind of coach you need changes, just like the GOAT conversation changes from, okay, are they the most talented basketball player you've seen? Yeah, there's several of those. Okay, well, how many championships do they have? And it throws all the other stuff out the ring, because it's like sometimes championships aren't everything. That's why Kobe's my GOAT. It's what it is. Okay. But anyway, but so the question when it comes to coaching is experience or untainted. Because sometimes some coaches can pick up some really bad habits from some coaches that just so happen to have a good situation. You can have a not so great coach on a really great team, and that coach wins a championship. Hell, let's say even maybe some of the best players on that other team, that opposing team, like tears an Achilles or an ACL, and they win a championship. Who knows what's going to happen? It's a crazy world. Sometimes you just got to take chances. So it was that the coach, or was that the team? And say if you hire that coach's assistant, and that assistant might talk a good game, but sometimes a lot of issues that you had with that coaching, the root of that coaching tree, kind of carries over. And even though this coach doesn't have any experience, they've been sitting behind a coach. So they don't have on the job experience, but they do have experience through mentorship. But they're tainted because they picked up the habits of this other coach, that things that might work for that other coach, but that might not work for them. So I think especially with the fact that how we thought about Coach Bud, it makes me feel as though we're not trying to pick up old trash or people sloppy seconds. Not saying trash, people sloppy seconds. So it makes sense that JJ would be the front runner if that's the case. Because sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes you don't. They didn't know Spoelstra was going to work. Pat Riley saw something and said we're going to stick with it, but they didn't know until they threw him out there. You know. But anyway, the hiring window is supposedly is the next 2 weeks. I think this week is the first week, so I'm assuming that very soon. I mean, they just had the draft lottery. Atlanta, congratulations again for the first draft pick. San Antonio, congratulations. Do you still have your wallet? Anyway, the hiring window is basically, of course, before the draft. But hopefully, they get somebody in soon so they can make definitive decisions on a lot of personnel. Also, whether or not they're going to do something I'm starting to, I guess, make my peace with. They want to get another star. This is an update. Ooh, I talked too soon. Spoke too soon. 3 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock. Oh, sorry, 4 minutes. Well, sorry, different clocks from the TV to ESPN. 3 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock, and Indiana is up by 1 point, 108 to 107. Somebody exploded. Naismith got some points. Pascal Siakam finally broke through. Turner's doing his thing, and Halliburton has 19 and 9 assists. So they're fighting. These teams are fighting. 26 from Tatum, 24 from Holiday. Holiday's doing a damn thing. He is defending like a mo. And Jaylen Brown still has 19. I wonder what happened, but he's still out there. They're putting up some big minutes right now. But Peyton Pritchard has 8 points off the bench, and Cornette has 5. So it's going to be an interesting game. Pacers just took the lead, 109 to 107. Anyway, for some reason, the Lakers want Donovan Mitchell. Basically, Atlanta could raise up their price on the trade assets. It's going to be an interesting offseason. Trying to figure out what's going to happen. What's going to be the turnout? Because my thing is, Rob, you're going to have to tap dance this summer. You got 2 huge issues. Sorry, 3 huge issues. Bron's contract or extension, if it happens. Coaching search. I already went over it. D'Lo and all the other guys waiting to see whether or not they're going to pick up their player. Come on now, player options. So and on top of it all, trying to get another star. You 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. He trying to break the bank. I mean, if you can do it, bro, I will forever ever bow down. If you could do it, and we're still competitive. But you was giving out player options like you was Oprah, and now it's come to roost with people that we don't that might not be even serviceable next year have player options, and we won't. That's a whole nother 5 million maybe that of dues between Christian Wood, Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, and that's 2 centers that we could probably use that money and get another center. And D'Angelo Russell, who might opt in, but he's probably gonna opt out because he showed that he could play some ball. But right now he's not playing for us. He's not playing. He's good, but he's the best we could be. He's good, but we can use a guard with some more defense. Maybe we could find. I mean, it would be nice if we could find a perfect package that gives us all of that out of nowhere. Majesty. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want D'Lo here. I think D'Lo would be better off going somewhere else, but I don't know how much money he's going to get anywhere else. So either he'll buy in and take his contract if nowhere else gives him enough, or he leaves and all we basically get from him leaving is $13 million in space, which is only enough for mid-level, I believe. So I'm hoping that we get some clarity and a good resolution on that point. Braun extension, I get it. He wants 2 more years. I could give Braun 2 more years, but that is a cap. Period. Period. Point blank. Good night. I'll wax the car and put it in the driveway when I'm done, guys. He got to go on. I mean, I get it. You don't want him, but Braun, in 3 years it's gonna be time, bro. 3 years. So I say 2 years, bro. For real. Yeah, you could do 3 years, but this year and next year, you're gonna come back for a third year. What if we're not doing good? You can't keep doing that to us. We tap dancing for our lives. We just want to rest. We just want to sit down and rest and breathe for a second. And you won't let us do it. It's like hell, Braun. It's like hell. We pushing this boulder up. We need your help. And also, the elephant in the room, you ain't gonna be here in 2 years. So we need another star. So we're not just wasting Anthony Davis's time on the Lakers. You might as well have he's a top 4 defensive player of the year. So you might as well just basically have him, on the list. You know what I mean? And go ahead and just basically bring him a player who can give him some offense from the outside. Give him a star who could actually push the offense with some players. At least keep us relevant until we find that next star. You know what I mean? So um even though it's gonna bankrupt us, it's like the game of life. You just landed on twins. Uh, Donovan Mitchell, third star. We'd have to trade away Austin and Rui probably. I guess I can make my peace with it. If it makes us better, it is what it is. But at the same time, it better work. Oof. I'm not gonna put that into the atmosphere. Come back here. Stay down. God damn it. Anyway. Also, Bronny. I just want to go home and sleep. Why can't I go home and sleep, Rob? It's so messy, Jeannie. It's so messy. I'm tired, guys. I can't do this no more. Bronny. Now this dude basically decided I'm very, very happy he finally decided to basically take ownership of his basketball career and say that he doesn't care to play with his father. He wants to be his own man. He wants to lay his own tracks down. And I'm so proud of you for doing that, kid, because that is going to be the best decision that you made, or this message is coming at the best time that you could possibly put it out. I see what y'all did there. I see what y'all did there. I was just like, yo, plain and simple. Sooner or later they're gonna back up off that because that would be career suicide. To be like, yeah, I'm gonna go play with my dad. What are you, Eric Trump? Come on, son. You can't just feel like you're gonna ride your father's coattails and your father was the I was about to say president of the United States, was damn near is the damn near GOAT of the NBA. You gotta basically be like, nah, I'm good. I guess you know what? This right here was perfect timing. I mean, now people listen to me. I'm not just talking out my ass. I have a business degree and I studied with a major in management and marketing. So I understand timing of messages and how to hold back just in the right amount of time. Um they waited until he joined, and a lot of people, a lot of the guys who basically are the top guys, which is not it's the perfect draft. People would you were thinking, oh, he should probably go back another year. No, this draft is weak as fuck. This draft is weak. So I'm not saying a mediocre player, but a not so highly touted player can really jump into the league and maybe find the right team and do some things. And I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe it's just the fact that he got stronger after, the incident with his heart over the year, and he finished off and didn't really get acclimated into that offense. And then he went on and just realized that it's situation, not it's skill. You should have skill, and if you have basketball skill and a roundabout basketball intellect or IQ, you can find a way to fit in on any basketball team if you are an athlete and you have a jump shot. And he definitely has a jump shot. He definitely has the at least the pedigree to have the IQ, the basketball IQ. So, that's gonna put at least some people looking out on Bronny. Weak draft on top of it. So, I mean, right now, go ahead and name me 5 people who's going to be top 5 in the draft. Anybody. Anyway, Bronny is coming out and he gave the option to going back, but I think he's going to be steady the course of going to, because as of right now, he had a big spotlight on him, and when the lights were as bright as possible, he went out there, he played his ass off first game, and then went back to the cameras and said, "Listen, I never said anything about it. Personally, I'd rather basically just play my game and just, follow my career wherever it leads me. I never really thought about playing with my dad." And I was just like, stroke of genius, stroke of genius. All those cameras and mics right in his face, and he said it straight. Boom. I mean, if it is what it is, he didn't say that can happen, but he basically didn't say that he was all for it. So it let everybody know that, oh, Braun might not be, connected to it, but he actually looked kind of good. And he came back the second good day and he looked even better. So as of right now, I mean, we picking seventh and we want to put that pick in a package, but Bronny might be gone. Does Palinka feeling kind of pressure to go and get Bronny? Maybe a little. Should he feel pressure? I don't think he should. If Bronny falls into his lap, then it is what it is. Or if he feels so that he has to have Bronny, bust a move. See where it's going. Make your mock draft, my bro. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But go out there and do what you gotta do. Um, how y'all out there? I'm here looking at this game. Ooh, Indiana came through and stole game 1. Yowza. There's 8.5 seconds left, and they are up 117 to 114 on Boston. Jalen Brown looks stunned heading back to the bench right now. I don't know what's going on, but it don't look good. It don't look good. Speaking of something else that don't look good, um, I understand that Caitlin Clark is a big figure right now in the WNBA. Rightfully so. She had the most points, kind of, not really, in NCAA history, men's and women's, supposedly. But and now she's in the WNBA, first drafted first overall in Indiana with um Aaliyah Boston. I think that's her name. In Indiana. She's a rookie. I think that they're paying her a disservice by, I mean, yes, give her the TV, give her the TV. Cuz I mean, if you feel like you need to continue this train, I feel it completely. Give her the TV, but it just feels like a it's basketball is organic. That's why you still hear people, rational people, talk about basketball gods, is because it's a certain energy, and it feels as though, and sometimes, yes, the energy, the machine works sometimes. At the same time, sometimes the machine doesn't work. And I feel like they need to just let that rookie be a rookie. If she does great things, she does great things, but it's putting a target on her back, and she really hasn't earned it yet. Braun had to earn it. I mean, that was what made Braun great. The fact that he had all of that on his back coming out of high school, and he still proved that. That's what made Braun great. Nobody had that kind of expectation coming out except for Braun. Jordan didn't. Kobe didn't. Neither of them we went first overall. You know what I mean? So Caitlin Clark has the world on her shoulders. And I'm just honestly, I mean, of course, the pros, the real pros out there, they're not taking it easy because this is real business. This is people's families, their money. They need this championship. They need that success. Winning will allow them to open up the doors of contracts and advertising and contract and and c- it will help them to survive, maybe not have to go overseas. So if they basically gotta serve a hard pick on you or do whatever, it is what it is. But I feel like they're opening her up for. I hope they don't, but I feel like they're opening her up for some hard, some. What's the word? Oh, sorry, I just looked back and saw that Boston tied it up, 117-117. They're going to overtime. It's only right. Anyway, I feel like they're trying that they are opening her up for some disappointment that might lead to depression because I mean, she's not on a great team. They're building. They got two big pieces. They probably have some really good players, but at the same time, they got to build a team around her before she has success. And none of these players are going to take it easy on her. She has to show and prove. As a matter of fact, they're pushing her. If you're going to be the quote unquote face of this league, you're going to have to earn that shit. And that's exactly what the WNBA players are doing. And I support it. Absolutely. Every hard foul, every hard pick. Talk to your teammates. They should be calling them shits out. Don't be mad at me. Stewie, I salute you. That was cold as fuck. Anyway, but yo, I mean, but I hope you're not out there throwing your teammates under the bus though, for real. I hope you're not out there throwing your teammates under the bus. Have you practiced throwing them those kind of passes? So don't throw them under the bus if you don't have no kind of experience with them. You've been there a month. Trying to throw in between two players and wondering why she didn't catch a bounce pass. Come on now. That's some stuff that you basically expect for her to catch at the end of the season. Don't go to the coach complaining about that. That's all I gotta say. Keep it professional. realize that you just you a entry level player. You a entry level employee, bro. Don't rock the boat. Anyway, all right. I'm about to get up out of here, but I wanted to talk about one last thing, guys. Um, I kind of didn't want to touch on it, but I was having a conversation earlier with my brother-in-law, and he said, real quick, let me read from my I'm never gonna share my DMs with you people. Not that I have anything to hide anyway, but he hit me up. He was just like, I'm telling you, I don't know if I could listen to Drake the same way ever again. um I'm saying, guys, if you look up some things allegedly that Drake has, some involvements that he has had, it looks sketchy. And sometimes you got to question some things, some actions. Allegedly. I don't know if allegedly even fits in or is relevant to that statement. But I'm just going to say allegedly a whole bunch of times and hope that it can be held against me in a court of law. Allegedly. So even, and then basically I said, ever, son. I said, ever. They're sketchy rappers these days. Sketchy rappers? Oh, I told him, I said, yo, ever. All of our music was a lie. All of our music was a lie. I grew up in 1980, okay? It was a beautiful time. It was before the crack era. I got to listen to hip hop truly you know, start to work its way out of the cocoon. Maybe not all the way to being, I saw the cocoon. I saw the caterpillar and the cocoon. Maybe not the caterpillar. I didn't see the caterpillar, but I saw the cocoon. And through my brothers, I knew the air. I knew, some of the history, and I've learned a lot, and learned what happened behind the time when I was alive during those days growing up in Brooklyn. Um, and so I grew up with the Mary J. Blige. Not personally grew up, but that was part of my life. Jodeci, Heavy D, Mary J. Blige, Biggie, Bad Boy, and R. Kelly. I can't tell you how many times I sang I Believe I Can Fly with my choir for school. My homeboy did an amazing cover of I Believe I Can Fly when we used to travel around with our gospel choir. It was amazing. And I still it's sad because I still do see R. Kelly as a great artist, but he is flawed in ways that you can't even comprehend sometimes. And it makes you think about if you ever watch, I mean, not even to go straight to that extreme of a serial killer, but at the same time, we're all flawed. But some people are flawed even more. And you have to wonder, to get to the top the way that they do they have to be flawed like that? You have to wonder sometimes. And for the connections that have been made for very many years by very many people. And that's the crazy part about it. Growing up, I always heard about things here and there. I mean, growing up in New York City, even as a young kid, where I didn't even know about stuff, I still would hear whispers from my older siblings and cousins and just friends around the way. people that basically were just like, maybe connected or might have heard something from somebody, would, whisper about like, this person messing with this person. And I remember when I heard about like Whitney Houston and oh, what's her name? God, it just left my mind. But her old assistant, who was a very, very long friend of hers, I heard about that back in the day when I was a kid. So it wasn't even surprising when I heard about that. What was surprising is when she married Bobby Brown. That was surprising as f. Um, but it's crazy sometimes when you just think about the things that you heard. And I heard things about Puffy. It's just like I didn't hear anything crazy, but I heard that he liked to do a lot of different things. That he was, what's the word to use? Let's just leave it where it is. I heard things. Even and that was like back when Biggie was out. You know what I mean? And sometimes you dismiss it like, oh, that's just people basically hating on the man. He basically finally getting his money and they hating on him, whatever, like whatever. Don't trust that kind of stuff. And sometimes you're just like, yeah, don't trust. They trying to bring down the man. He's doing some great things. And then when you find out stuff like the video and how people still defended him after Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, spoke about it. You wonder, what did I miss something? And all I could think, that's how other people think, but I think myself like, no, I didn't miss anything. I'm shocked but not surprised. Because to be truly surprised, that cannot be a thought in your mind, but you can still have shock by seeing what you knew was going to happen or what you assumed probably has happened. Of course, everybody basically believed Cassie. They were just basically, playing it right. But to see it, and I'm wondering where the tape really came from. I've been trying to research that, but I haven't found that out. So we'll see. But it just makes you think like, gosh, R. Kelly, Diddy, Drake, what's safe? Nickelodeon, Disney, maybe not Disney. But you just kind of wonder like what exactly, what have we, it doesn't matter what we learn. It doesn't matter how much money they put out. They just want to get it quiet and make us forget. Drop the new single, drop the new movie, and we cannot, and the new show on streaming, and we basically lose our minds. And it's just like I just and this is because why I'm so not distressed about it. I'm not distressed about it. It's not like it's some kind of thing it feels so far fetched that these kind of things happen. But it's unfortunate that so many people of power in the industry are at that top level, and they only want to let you in if you can keep secrets. And I know that basically it's probably quote unquote, some type of no, back in the day it was probably some type of career suicide to even speak on it. But this is a new day. I'm not basically here for, to hope that I hope that I don't want to work for these people. I don't want to work for these people. I want to work for me. So ultimately, it is what it is. And I gotta tell the truth. I gotta tell it the way I see it. Biggie. Boom, 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 boom. Biggie, your grain on the top was short like leprechauns as I crushed so-called willies, thugs, and rapper dons. Get on that ass, get on that ass quick, fast like Ramadan. It's that rap phenomenon, Don Dada. Fuck Papa, you got to call me Francis MH. I miss Biggie. I miss Biggie. I miss Kobe. My two goats. I miss Biggie. I miss Kobe. Anyway, I wish that we had. I think that the great thing about the world right now is that we are in a place where we can create on our own. And unfortunately, we got to find ways to make money on it. But sometimes we have these pitfalls we just got to watch out for, guys. You got to tell them no. You got to tell them no. Plain and simple. And unfortunately, sometimes that makes the door get closed in your face. It is what it is. You got to keep on fighting, though, if you want it. It's just sad. It's sad. I hope that there still is a way in for people who really want to get in and don't want to compromise themselves. I think the industry should definitely look into being better than that because I mean I know that they really feel right now that they dictate what gets made and what is hot. They say, "Oh yeah, I tell them what is hot." No. We tell you what is hot and you decide to get more of that until we decide that that ain't hot no more and we done moved on and you two steps behind. And if you turn around and miss us moving, you basically fall off. So you try to stay attached to the hip when you're not even really, really, a human being. You're not a human being. Anyway, I love you people. Thank you so much for coming out to CallMeNakomi World for a live show. Just basically talking with you people. There's some great basketball being played right now. Ooh, Boston pulled back up. They got 127 to 123. 31 seconds left in overtime. It looks like Boston's gonna pull it out. Thank goodness, because I was just like, seriously, B, you was really gonna let Indiana beat you like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want with Boston to win, but at the same time, I hate when a team that's supposed to win fall off. I don't know. I'm like call me a referee brain when it comes to this straight basketball. I don't only have to basically be all Lakers all the time, forget everybody else. Nah. It is what it is. Good basketball is good basketball. And I feel like Boston should show improve with the record that they have and the personnel that they have. They should show improve. And if they don't, I'd basically be mad because of the fact that y'all got all that and y'all still suck. But anyway, Indiana in the finals is a damn joke. Don't do basketball like that. Don't do basketball like that. But thank you so much for coming out to CallMeNakomi World. Of course, I am CallMeNakomi, your one-stop shop for the entertainment and sports, as I kind of gave y'all today. But come on back for another one. I love doing lives. Just talking to my peoples. Eric Kwan, my dude. Thank you so much for coming through. I really, really appreciate you. Empire Jeff, thank you also for coming by and stopping by. I pretty appreciate everybody out there. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Share it with your friends out there. Follow me on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, the CallMeNakomi World podcast. You can find me at CallMeNakomi on Instagram and CallMeNakomi number 1 at the end on X. Also, if y'all out there, if y'all would look for a new documentary, a very interesting one I'm watching with my wife, Black Twitter on Hulu. It's a very interesting watch. Funny enough, I'm not as active on Twitter as I could be, just because maybe I just never really understood I never really got the connection. I guess I just went from Facebook to Instagram, but I never jumped on the Twitter, even though I've had a Twitter account since 14 years easily. Like, I mean, from back when I was in New York, I'm pretty sure, or at least when I first got down here to Atlanta, was easily more than 10 years ago. I had a Twitter account, but I never really used it. So it's my Call Me Nakomi account now, basically. But look out there for some tweets. I might start to basically really to start to talk about the world as I see it, like Martin says. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people out there. I love you all. Appreciate y'all. If y'all have any comments, go ahead and drop it in the comment box on this video, or send me an email at callmenakomi@gmail.com. Remember, you can always find me here or on the podcast. But please, until next time that I come through, may you always find, oh, stop, take care of each other. First of all, we're in this together. Can't always be me, 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 me. It has to be us. Has to be us. So take care of each other and take care of yourself. And I hope that you will always find water and shade. Good night to you all.